Well, hey everybody, and welcome to our next stop on our tour up Ephraim Canyon. Right now we're at Bluebell, and here's a sign telling us our elevation. We're almost to 9,000 feet. And then another interesting piece of information, precipitation 33 inches. Now Ephraim Canyon for years was used as a research station. It started out in the early 1900s and has continued even to this day. Now the Great Basin Station where we were at before was actually built with that in mind. It was one of the first environmental research stations that was established by the Department of Agriculture and still continues in a limited fashion. Now the next place we're going to go is to this small white building with a green roof. And let's walk over there. Alright, so here we are again at Bluebell. And so like I mentioned, there's this small little building with a green roof and a concrete bridge beside it. As we approach this building, you might think this kind of looks like an outhouse, but it's definitely not an outhouse. You'll find small structures like this throughout the canyon, and what they were using these structures to do was to measure precipitation that was coming from areas that we'll call watersheds. Now, I'm going to come and poke my head in this door, and you'll even wonder even more why this isn't called an outhouse, because as I look inside of here, there's a hole in the floor. Okay, and that hole, we call that a dipping well. If I zoom back out of this building, okay, and lots of wasps and spiders in there, and we look down below at the stream, you can see that this building is placed on top of a concrete structure. And let me just kind of maneuver myself around to where we're looking at that structure. All right, so here's our little building, and underneath it is a place where water could escape from that dipping well. Okay, water would come through this bridge, or underneath this bridge, and it enters a trapezoidal channel. And that channel is shaped in a specific shape to be able to measure the amount of water that's going through. Okay, so flow, we'll call that, which would be a measurement of how much water is coming off the watershed. And there is, if you see here in the concrete, there's a little pipe, and let me see here, we're getting rained on. Little pipe that protrudes in the side of the concrete that water would flow into as the water level would rise higher and higher and higher. So that water level would flow into that pipe, and then inside of the building, which is up above, you could measure the depth of that water, not including how fast it's moving, and then that water would run out underneath here. Now, similar sites are still used today to do this. You won't find small wooden shacks, but you'll usually find metal silos beside streams. And typically nowadays they'll also have communications equipment so that we can get a constant measurement on the flow at any given time.